We're going to talk about Polkadot today because it's time to find out when you should be pulling that trigger for an investment. So welcome to the channel, everyone. I hope you are good. It is Monday. It is miserable outside in the UK, but if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe, hit that bell button, like, and leave a comment because it helps it go further. I want to talk about the membership part of my video. I got a few comments about it. A lot of people do ask me, do I take any sort of like tipping sort of thing, like tip me, whatever, but I don't like to do that. But what I have said is a little monthly subscription for the benefit of the channel. I have just recently purchased a new editing software. I'm not going to be using it for these style of videos, but stuff is coming in the future. Better quality of footage, documentary style footage on education. I'm going to be doing it myself. I'm going to learn it, so it's going to be quite good. They'll be coming out in the next coming months, hopefully, as I learn that software. But another thing as well, I'll be looking to doing private live streams and stuff like that for members if you are enjoying and digging the content, because this is all free and a lot of people feel quite guilty. I don't know why, but you've asked for it. I've given you it. It's there as a choice, so crack on. But we're going to talk about Polkadot because it's been quite requested, quite a lot of the time over the last few weeks on my YouTube. Done 3 or 4 videos already on Polkadot in little variations to kind of warm you up to the idea that this is kind of a cool little ecosystem that's potentially building up nicely. And in my opinion, not financial advice, but I think this is something you should be building a position in if you believe in the ecosystems of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and actual scalability of companies and other said coins to be able to use their systems, unlike Ethereum that is a bit, we know, expensive. So I actually spoke about this buy orders at $3 and $3.50. I'm gonna go over that in a second because something happened a few days ago. A lot of people do think I'm barking mad when I talk about market psychology and the way markets move, and people think I'm not wired up correctly. But what I'm going to say is I don't want to be that person that goes over all videos ago, I told you so. The thing is though, you might be right, you might be wrong. The bottom line is with investing, you always buy in the dips, in the lows, in the red days, in the shockingly shit days where people are running around on fire. So with that in mind, let's talk about it in brief circumstances. Then we're going to do a when to invest, sort of look at the charts. There's not much data on the charts, but you can kind of get a picture anyways. But if you've never heard of Polkadot or DOT, one thing I want to say today, Crypto Mobcast, remember that name. I'm doing a review with Optelic today. We're going to be talking about this in full detail. We're going to give it a review and all kinds of stuff, so please do check it out. You know, in terms of that as a podcast, we're going to be doing a load of different reviews on different cryptocurrency coins. You can also pick what you want to listen to as well on the socials. But in terms of all this, in my honest opinion, Ethereum has competition, but not enough yet in terms of price ranges, market capitalization, because they've had that first move advantage. First move advantage to me doesn't mean an ounce of shit in my opinion, because you've seen it all the time where there's been stuff that's shiny and flashing, does well for a bit, doesn't adapt, and it tends to fall away a little bit. You see that all the time in the world in terms of like, look at someone made a really good example, HD DVD and Blu-ray last week when I talked about it. There's also the Blockbuster Netflix debacle. There's all kinds of different like brands that we always recognize and remember that have just went, and just floated away, just like died a little bit. But for me, as an opinion on, you know, cryptocurrency, first move advantage is key in some ways, but it's how they develop and adapt. You got to remember, these newer cryptos that are coming out can basically copy and go over the fails that the likes of Ethereum, the likes of EOS, Neo, whatever, have had failings in to rectify it, to be better. If the technology is better and they execute it well, they're going to grow, aren't they, realistically? So there's all kinds of stuff about the Polkadot ecosystem that you need to be aware of and how it works and how it's a scalable situation where it won't really break essentially in terms of scale. It will always deliver that innovation. It will always deliver a mainnet on their, on their system, their framework, and it'll be much more powerful. As it stands right now in time of recording, better than Ethereum. Simple as that. The facts are there. Ethereum's slow and expensive as it stands even today when the fees have gone down. But for me, Polkadot definitely one for the future. But let's talk about investing, because fundamentals. Let's talk about fundamentals of investing before we get into anything. Money you can't afford to lose. If you're in that situation, well, you shouldn't be investing. If you can afford to lose money, well, give it a go. But ultimately, you must do your research. You must not take what I say with a pinch of salt. Well, take all of the things I say with a bucket of salt, because I could be wrong. Ultimately, you must do your own eyeball check. You must do your own research. And please, 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 don't just copy people because they say it's going to do something. But what we're going to look at first, we're going to go to the weekly time frame. There's not much data on the weekly time frame, which is the problem. So the biggest thing I'm going to say about this, cryptocurrency is a pain in the ass with this. You get new exchanges, you get new all kinds of stuff like that, and new data is kind of weak. So daily time frame is what we're literally on. And what I'm going to say with this is literally the data that we've got. That is all we've got. We have got the daily level at literally $6.20, give or take, right? Where it's literally stopped, turned around. It's been a support and resistance for a few times and it's turned around, literally. We've also got this level here where it's been support, $3.95. We've broken below it, not close below it though. And then we found a little bit of a liquidity pool to kind of jump back up again, but we're currently coming back down again. And then we've got the main one that I'm more interested in is the $2.80. For me, personally, if this is a bearish turn in the market, and I know people hate to hear that, but this is where the money is. This is where you make money. No one gets rich buying $6 Polkadot, put it that way. They get rich by buying the $4 Polkadot, the $3.50, the $3 Polkadot, if it happens. So that's where the money is, boys and girls, because in the next 2 years, my opinion is, not financial advice, I see this taking a bit of a chunk out of the Ethereum blockchain in terms of valuation, in terms of share. What I mean by this, just to go over this in more detail, this, by the way, is the most wishy-washy indicator in the world, but it kind of is a thing. When you look at market cap, it goes over the price of the asset per the value of how many coins it is. So, for example here, $348, times it by the circulating supply. That gives you this number here, which is why the ranking's like that. However, all I'm going to say is this. There's potentially, in my opinion, a 10x gain easily on this in terms of jumping up to this level. If the execution is done correctly with Polkadot, if Ethereum lose some of that trust because they've maybe had delays with the Ethereum 2.0, all kinds of horrible stuff, but also backing. People might go, actually, fuck you Ethereum, I'm going to put my coin on the DOT network. That could be a thing, that could happen. We've seen that quite a few times already anyways. But in terms of governing, is it going to have growth potential? Even though it's ranked 7, and it has been a lot higher, by the way, it was actually, 5 point something billion not too long ago. This is a dip. This is nice. So that's where the money is, in my opinion. I think there's easily, in my opinion, a 10x gain in this. I know it sounds barbaric saying that now that it could go to $44, but realistically, it would only put it where Ethereum is currently right now at $348. So that is my sanity in my head. Now, what we need to try and realize now, where can we get extra multiples because we're going to buy it lower? In my opinion, we could go lower. My opinion, right? It might not happen. It might happen. It's all about risk management. As long as you are not watching this video and you're sleeping on the fact that you like Polkadot and you are not buying at levels lower than where we are now, and we are certainly, I will throw my phone at you, not buying at $6 because, oh, it's doing something now, I'm going to buy it. Fuck off. If you like a coin and you like an investment, you buy it at the lows. It shouldn't make an ounce of difference what the price is. As I say, last 2 videos I said the key phrase is embrace a bear market. Embrace a recession. Embrace shit, basically. If the asset hasn't changed, if there's been no fundamental changes, it's totally fine. So, what I'm looking at here, now, as I say, it's very wishy-washy. I'm going to put it out there right now. This is the only data we've got. But what we know is there's a level here, $2.80. Keep an eye on it. And there's a level here at $3.94, give or take. Maybe $4, fuck it, $4. If we go from this swing low here and go to this top level, we've literally held on, just by the way, the 618 level. We went all the way down. We zipped all the way into the $3.54. I said I've got buy orders in at $3.50. I've now cancelled those orders because I'm trying to be a bit brave and go, ooh, it might go a bit lower than that if this market does turn. In my honest opinion, and I don't want to scare people, we may form a lower low, lower than $3.50. That could happen, maybe, but we'll see on the overall market. The market as it stands right now, just to give you a bit of an insight, it's a little bit bearish. Bitcoin, hold on to 10K as it speaks. Total 2 charts going down quite significantly. A lot of the altcoins have been absolutely slaughtered. And we've actually lost, give or take, bear with me. How many have we lost? How many billion? Just to give you a bit of an insight. We've lost, fucking Jesus Christ. We've lost over 29 billion. Okay? That's pretty bearish in my opinion. So in that case, can we expect it to go lower? We're going to expect a bounce. My biggest concern is the fact that a lot of coins bounced over the weekend, but they didn't actually bounce enough to kind of rule out the issues. What's happened here on the 12-hour time frame is a very, very bullish candle, but it's actually failed the next day. Completely failed already now. Looking at the daily time frame, it's pulled up as a pull. You could argue it's pulled up, but it's also coming back down right now. It's a 6% loss. So in my opinion, bit bearish as it stands. So there's no point buying in just yet because it could go lower. So what I'd say here, right, if you're watching this video and it's obviously in the future and you're going to go, ha ha ha, you were wrong, don't care. A lot of people go, I think my swipe video was the best one because it said, oh my God, it wrecked. Or actually, I'm not even investing in swipe because I'm still waiting in terms of looking at a potential investment on that. But with all this, the lower you go, the better your opportunity of getting returns. That's as simple as that. When people are flapping, when people are bleeding out, when people are not talking about certain things, that is a time to invest. Long as you've done your research, because in my opinion, if you're looking at Polkadot and you've not even looked at the roadmap, you've not even looked at their white paper, you've not even looked who's in charge, you've not looked at all the stuff that they're looking to do and the core elements of it, you are losing anyways because you are sleeping on a potential opportunity to make wealth. Now, when I look at the chart and go on the 4-hour time frame and you just kind of zoom out a little bit, in my opinion, I think we're going to go back into this range, into this level here, when you look at how this market is kind of turning around. Now, if I do, if I do a little bit of information in terms of a potential trade here, you can look at all these little swings here. This was it here, swing low, swing high, went right up to the 618. In my opinion, the next designated target is roughly the $3 range. So if you were going to be looking at a potential buy order, look at $3. $3 range is a potential area where we could just basically, simple as that, we've dropped relief rally into a resistance level, as you can see here, into the 618 of this swing low, swing high to swing low, bounce back up. We're going to go potentially down into here. This obviously is a key level. Lose that, it's $3 because there's a massive pump here. There's going to be a massive gap here where there's going to be an absolute empty level potentially. So that could be interesting. If that is the case, cool. Word of advice though. If it does go below $3 and you start to flap because because your portfolio is still red, just be patient. Buy more if it goes low. If this goes, right, I'm going to say it right now. If this goes to like $2, $2.50, maybe even $1.50, $1, just to put it out there, and you are not loading up your bags because you think it's a dead project, it's no longer going to be, successful. Let me just put it this way. All the people that bought into the likes of VeChain, Zilliqa, ADA, for example, even the likes of Bitcoin at 3K, 4K, when everyone was like, oh my God, we went from 20K down to 3K. Oh my God. What happened over the next period of time? They went up in price. The likes of Cardano went up 800%. The likes of VeChain went up 1,000%. Look at the likes of Chainlink, for example. Look at the likes of all the coins that have just went up and up and up and up, carry on going, because they went from a low price up to a high price. Does it change anything in terms of the price? No. Are they still developing? Yes. Are the fundamentals still the same? Yes. As long as that's still the same, it's fine. So what I'm going to say is this. Not financial advice, but you should have a range as an investor at $3.50, $3, $2.50, and $2 minimum. That is what you should be looking at least. If you are not that brave and you've already been looking at potentially buying it at $6 and you're thinking this range is quite good, $4.50, $4, put little bits in. But what I'll say is this, little bits. Do not use all your capital, do not use all your equity, because you don't know how long it's going to go down. If you really rate this and you want to get more multiples, and even this, right, I'm going to put this out there as a potential possibility. Even if this only goes up to $6 in the future, and you've got a buy order in at around $2.80, for example, this daily level, and it goes back up to these like $6 ranges, that is still 117% gain. If that is the case, if it goes up to that level, you can easily make money on that. So, video done. Very, very simple, I know. But ultimately, it's a simple message. Fundamentals, as long as they don't change, as long as you've done your research, and most importantly, as long as you looked at the chart and you see where the potential buyers are, well, it could be very, very profitable long term.